I'm worried about 30. So, Adele. We love her to pieces. But I'm kind of concerned. It's been 6 years since she put out 25. Yeah, so at this point, like, everybody's expectations, my expectations, are extremely high. She's been away for the longest she's been between albums. And I think people now have come to have a certain expectation of what they think from an Adele album. There's pressure there. Let's go back and kind of contextualize this, because I think that the whole Adele situation has been a long time coming, and I think we need to suss out like what the music's going to be and why I'm worried that it's not going to meet our high expectations. Picture it. The year's 2008. Oh shit. There's this new emerging talent on the scene. Adele. Boom, 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 boom. I made up my mind. Don't need to think it over. If I'm wrong, I am right. Oh, that's such a good song. Anyway, Chasing Payments on the radio. It becomes a massive hit. At the time, it seems like a huge deal. It's her first album, so she is hugely individual. And although she is singing in a kind of soul ballad style, there's something about her voice and the way that she puts things lyrically that really make her stand out against her contemporaries. The individuality is kind of one of the key things about this, right? Then a few years later, she releases 21, and this album is written in a way that is completely raw. She's going through the kind of tumultuous, dramatic relationship kind of blowing up in her face, and she's writing music as it's happening. She doesn't think about it. It's just natural. It just flows out of her. And the result of that is this album 21, and that ends up being the biggest success, but not just in terms of like financial success, but for me it's like musical success, and actually the success of an artist being able to connect on such a vulnerable level with so many people. And that is as a result of her kind of like the music just naturally flowing. Do you know what I mean? It just came out of her pores. Do you know what I mean? And I think that in that, because it's not overthought, she still retains a lot of her individuality. You know, you think of stuff like, you think of Rolling in the Deep, it's incredibly angry, it's incredibly forceful and passionate. Then you think of something like Rumour Has It, again, such a unique song, very sparse, but really hooky and really cleverly done, with that crazy middle eight that just slows down and goes all dramatic and like, oh, I love that. And then you think of like Take It All, of course, someone like you as well, going to the absolute rawness of that vulnerability of that relationship breaking down. It has so many levels to it and is so unique in so many ways. And I think that's because she didn't overthink it. I'm getting to my point. But at this point, the album goes ridiculously big. It's like one of the best-selling albums of all time. And suddenly she's a huge megastar and people have a level of expectation for her. So when she goes away to write 25 and comes back, suddenly there is an expectation of who Adele is. Someone Like You was such a big hit, and I think that the kind of cultural zeitgeist surrounding Adele as an artist, this kind of brand, was that of a ballad singer, someone who would sing these huge emotional ballads, these like powerhouse ballads. And I don't think that representation of her is actually truly who she is as an artist. But the pressure to live up to that expectation of Adele, the brand, I think then really affected 25. Not to undermine how good that album is, it is really good, but for me the songs that connect the most are the ones that aren't overthought. Again, When We Were Young, and I think Remedy, but then stuff like Send My Love to You and Your Lover, it's really good, but it feels a little bit contrived at this point. It could be a good song on anyone. It doesn't have that individuality. All I Ask, although it is a powerhouse, a ballad, and is very affecting, I do think it's like the song that is expected of Adele. Do you know what I mean? It's pastiche. That was the word my housemate told me recently, pastiche. It's this idea that the artist is now living up to the version of that artist that doesn't really exist, and it's starting to become a bit too contrived. In 21, she managed to be naturally emotionally forceful and powerful because it was natural, but in 25 it felt like she was trying to do that. Does that make sense? And for me, therefore, the album didn't connect as well and suffered, I think, in its quality. And I think, yeah, like for me, 25 succumbed to the pressure of who Adele is and lost a level of individuality and naturalness that she had really nailed on 21. So that brings me to 30. The amount of time between 21 and 25 was 4 years, but the amount of time between 25 and 30 is actually 6 years, so that's even longer. And I feel like the pressure is only built up more and more and more. Her career in her absence has just spread and got more and more and more, bigger. And now coming back with Easy on Me, that's again broken even more records. It's proving that the amount of attention on her has only grown, and the amount of pressure therefore has only grown. And I'm worried that 30 is going to succumb to the even higher amounts of pressure. Don't get me wrong, I absolutely love Easy on Me. I think it's a beautiful ballad, but I have to admit that it is a safe release from her. It's extremely personal, which I do absolutely love. So there's a hint of hope there. Do you know what I mean? But I'm worried that Easy on Me is what people expect of Adele, and that she's going to follow that same path of giving into the pressure of what people expect of her. I mean, it could go one of either two ways with 30. She could really succumb to the pressure and just do an album of exactly what is expected from her, make a whole bunch of money, you know, she knows that it's going to be a success. Or she could go the completely other way, because at this point, whatever she puts out can be a success. So maybe she's just going to go, you know, F it, I'll just do whatever the hell I want to do. But Easy on Me seems to be a bit of evidence towards the fact that maybe she is going to succumb to that pressure again. And it has me worried. But yeah, I guess only time will tell. I guess we'll find out on November the 19th. What do you think is going to happen with this album? Do you think that she's going to go and do something really crazy different? Or do you think she's just going to follow the same old safe path? Let's get this conversation going. Are you scared? Are you excited? Are you nervous? What do you think? And of course, make sure to come back on the day, on November the 19th. I'll be reacting day one, and I guess we'll find out together what this album is going to be. It's the day before my birthday. Woo. Thanks, Adele. Either way, I'm very excited for this album. And of course, if you like videos like this, make sure to come back every Friday and occasionally Tuesdays for new videos, and subscribe to the channel if you want to be first on the day with my Adele reaction, for instance. And you can join in on the live premiere and get to chat to me and everybody else in the community. Yeah, thanks for tuning in to the end of the video. I'll see you on Friday for another video. Bye. Should I give up, or should I just keep chasing pavements?